welcome once again to my channel, Fogs Business. My name is Ofosu Godwin, a marketing trainer and marketing professional. First of all, I'd like to wish you a happy new year, 2022. Thank you very much to all those who have subscribed to the channel. If you have not subscribed yet, kindly click on the subscribe button and subscribe. It is free to subscribe. Today we're going to talk about telesales techniques, how to sell on the phone or how to use your phone to sell. Telesales is one important strategy in marketing, and it is very cost effective. It is very cost effective and very helpful. Now, I'm going to outline some of the techniques that can help you do effective telesales. First of all, you need to set an objective for your telesales effort or for your telesales activity. There are two issues you need to look at here. Are you speaking to a decision maker or you are speaking to a gatekeeper? You need to make two different objectives, set two different objectives for the gatekeeper and the decision making person. For the decision maker, you can set an objective, for example, like converting 20% of the decision makers into hot leads and converting 15% of that into sales. You can also make an objective or set an objective for gatekeepers. The gatekeepers include receptionists, personal assistants, and secretaries. These people can serve as a barrier or a curtain from getting your sales message or your sales information or whatever to the decision maker. They are very important and they can be an obstacle to your telesales. So you need to also set an objectives. So you can set an objective, for example, by saying that you will be able to make 80% of contacts from gatekeepers, and then use that to make your presentations, to generate leads, hot leads, and then close 10% or 15% of that on sales. So you set an objective on your telesales effort. Most often, if you get directly to the decision makers, when you get direct access to decision makers, then you need to set only objectives for the decision makers. But when you have to deal with both decision makers and gatekeepers, then you have to set objectives. So you set a target, give yourself a target as to what you would want to achieve from calling on phone to either the decision makers or the gatekeepers. Now, the next thing to do is to collect and qualify the contacts. You need to collect phone numbers and qualify them. What I mean by qualify is to screen them and ensure that those are phone numbers that you can call and get response, right? And not phone numbers that you will call and you just waste your time. It could be time wasting if you don't get the appropriate contact to call. It is important to collect phone numbers from different sources. You can collect phone numbers from companies' websites, from social media handles or social media accounts, from journals and business directories. You'll be able to get both that of gatekeepers and some of the decision-making people. LinkedIn could be another nice place to get contacts as well. Social media handles and social media profiles, some people leave their phone numbers there, and this could be a very nice way of getting to get their contacts. It is important to tabulate all these phone contacts on an Excel sheet. Make provision for their names, their phone numbers, and if possible their email addresses, and also make a section for feedback or comments so that whatever happens when you call is recorded against that particular phone contact. It is important to qualify all these phone contacts that you have collected. When qualifying, these are some of the questions you should ask yourself. What is the prospect's problem? Does the problem really need my product? What kind of prospect is he? Does he use my product frequently? Does he actually use my product? Is he really in need of my products. So you need to check on the prospect problems. Now, also check on the prospect budget. Can the prospect afford your product? Certain businesses, you can get information about their funding by researching on them on the internet. There are several sources. You can go some certain aspects of LinkedIn where you can read about a company's profile, you get to know about their funding, etc. You can also read about the company's background on the company's website, and this will give you an insight into how much budget that they have or how resourceful financially the company is. You also need to ensure that whether you are speaking to the appropriate person, and even ensure that the phone numbers are numbers that when you call, you are going to get through. It is important to ensure that you also check on your competitors. Some companies, as a matter of fact, publish their clients. Usually, most suppliers publish their clients on their site to show their credibility or the type of clients that they serve. You can go onto competitors' website, look out for the companies that they have published there, research on them, and get contacts from them. And these contacts can be used for your tele sales effort. It works well and it works like magic. Now, the next stage of the entire process is to make your tele-sales pitch. Now you have your contacts, you know who to call, whether you're calling a decision maker or you have the contact of a gatekeeper. Now, it is important to make your tele-sales pitch. This can make you achieve your tele-sales objectives or not. Prepare a script, but don't follow the script verbatim, word for word. Don't make the script a template for your telesales presentation, as this will not actually sound professional and convenient to the various prospects that you're going to speak to. Ensure that you are in a very distracted free environment where you make the call so that no one distracts your call. Prevent the environment from noise, etc. Don't be in a noisy environment or a distracted environment. Now, when you call, introduce yourself, introduce the name of your company, and introduce your position. Explain why you are calling. Don't pitch only your products and services, but then also explain to them how your products will benefit the business. For example, you can tell the prospect that your product or service will help them increase productivity from 10% to 20%, or increase sales from 10% to 20%. Right. Don't forget to also have the various marketing literature with you. Your brochures and your price list should always be with you when making this telesales call, and for that matter, the telesales pitch. Right. You can book an appointment with the prospect if the prospect is busy, or if the prospect is finding it difficult to spend time with you, so that you call back to check on the prospect. Maintain the very best of phone etiquette. Ensure that you don't waste the time of the prospect, so you keep it short and simple. Don't waste the time of the prospect. Keep it short and simple. If in case you had to speak to a gatekeeper, you speak to the gatekeeper in the same way. You introduce yourself and your company, your name, and then you tell the gatekeeper the purpose of your call. For the gatekeeper, he basically, as the secretary or the PE or whatever, he basically does not have to get to know more about your pitch. So you request for the number. If possible, he cannot give you a number, and he can give you an email address. That is also another good way of also achieving your aim. Follow up on that immediately, if it is an email or a phone contact, because it is likely that the gatekeeper will also inform the decision maker, who is his superior or his boss, that you requested for his number. It is important to follow up quickly with your pitch, and with this, you'll be able to get good results. Another technique here is that in case of non-response or not being able to get through the phone line, if the prospect or the gatekeeper phone line is a mobile phone line, then you can add up with an SMS by wetting up with an SMS. In this way, you leave a message, but don't let your SMS be too long. Let it be snappy, and it should introduce you, your name, your company, and why you send the SMS. Don't complain about you calling and you are not able to get to the person. You can also add up with a voicemail. The voicemail also works very well, but the voicemail should be just about 30 seconds, maximum 30 seconds or 45 seconds, or roughly one minute. Leave a message behind. Don't sell the product or your services on the voicemail. Your name, your company, and why you are leaving the voicemail, that you wanted to contact him and make a presentation about your product. Follow these guidelines and it's going to work for you. I have more on this topic for you in my coming videos in 2022. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like. Thank you very much, and Happy New Year once again.